Okay, let's jump right into this. We are unpacking an explainer today that is honestly pure nightmare fuel. It's called The Cursed Echoes of Birampur Purana. It starts off sounding like your standard scientific expedition, but man, it rapidly spirals into a full-blown supernatural horror story. We're going to break down exactly how a 400-year-old king's totally blind obsession created a curse that literally still haunts a village today. And, we'll see how the crushing weight of that ancient history is currently trapping our modern-day characters in a totally deadly web.
So imagine this for a second. You wake up screaming from this hyper-vivid, terrifying dream. In it, you're standing inside an ancient palace, dressed up like a princess from centuries ago, and right then, a freezing cold hand grips your shoulder. Well, that is Meghna's actual reality right now. And it gets worse. As she snaps awake from this vision, 4 shadowy figures carrying a literal coffin are just casually walking back into the village after 400 years. She tries to brush it off as a bad dream, because who wouldn't? But then, the dead actually start calling her name out loud.
Now, our 2 main characters here, they are basically total opposites. Meghna's colleague Ishida, she is the ultimate skeptic. She completely dismisses all this terrifying village lore as fake, and she literally only cares about grabbing a sample of this mysterious thing called the Mrityunjay Amrit so they can just pack up and get the heck out of there. But Meghna, she's deeply, almost internally driven to uncover the truth behind her bizarre dreams. She just knows deep down that there is something very real and very, very dangerous happening here.
To really understand what they're up against, we gotta look at how fast things escalate. As the day goes on, the village chief actually leaves to track down this powerful guy known as Tantrik Maharaj. And as evening rolls around, absolute fear just paralyzes the village. Picture the sheer tension. The clock strikes exactly 7 p.m., these heavy, dark clouds violently roll in, and footsteps start echoing from the village gate. Everyone is terrified the cursed shadowy figures are coming for them, right? But instead, out of the dark, the enigmatic Tantrik Maharaj just suddenly appears, like he could literally sense their panic from miles away.
Later, that exact same night, the eerie glow of torches lights up the stone walls of the ancient fort. The Tantrik gathers all the terrified villagers, including our researchers Meghna and Ishida. He sits down on this raised platform and basically takes everyone back a solid 4 centuries. He starts unraveling this horrific, hidden history of the year 1626, really digging into the dark origin of the exact nightmare that's hunting them right outside those walls.
Okay, talk about a rapid downward spiral, right? It's a crazy reminder of how fast unchecked paranoia can corrupt someone. Back in 1626, King Vishwajeet's kingdom gets hit by a deadly plague. While he's traveling to get help from a neighboring ruler, King Indrasen, his chariot breaks down in the woods. And that's where he meets Damayanti. She's this mesmerizing tribal woman who can literally hear his thoughts, like actually read his mind. He marries her that very night. But then Damayanti uses her mind-reading trick to warn the king that Indrasen is secretly plotting to kill him. Enraged, Vishwajeet just goes and preemptively slaughters the guy.
So while the king is getting dangerously obsessed with his new, mind-reading bride, his daughter, Princess Meghalaya, is not buying it. She deeply distrusts Damayanti, but her main focus is saving her dying people. And she actually pulls it off. She finds a miracle cure for the plague called the Mrityunjay Amrit. It's this mysterious green liquid tapped from a magical tree, and it's said to cure absolutely any disease. Thanks to the princess, the whole kingdom is saved from the devastating outbreak.
But guys, here's where the history takes a super dark turn. While the kingdom is healing, the king's new wife starts changing. One night, the beautiful Damayanti shockingly just transforms into this withered old woman. The king is terrified but is so blinded by love, he demands to know what's going on. And Damayanti drops this chilling confession. She's actually not human. She's a witch. And she casually explains that witches only keep their youth by feeding on the lives of men. And since she hasn't killed anyone recently, her real age finally caught up with her.
To get her youth and beauty back, she gives the king a horrifying ultimatum. She tells him there's literally only one way to fix this. Before the next Ekadashi night, which is a specific lunar phase, he has to bathe in the blood of exactly 11 dead bodies. 11! And King Vishwajeet, his obsession has so completely destroyed his moral compass that he just agrees, without even hesitating. Almost immediately, corpses start mysteriously vanishing from grieving families all over the kingdom before they can even have a proper funeral.
So, faced with a totally deranged ruler who is willingly weaponizing their grief, the villagers are pushed into a desperate corner.
Princess Meghalaya tries to talk some sense into her dad, but he's far beyond listening. So the villagers come up with this highly dangerous, secret protocol to hide their dead. Basically, whenever someone dies, they wait for pitch black. Then 4 specific men, dressed head to toe in black, quietly carry the body out at midnight for a secret cremation. These 4 incredibly brave guys become known to the village as the Nishilo Molos.
For a few weeks, this crazy system actually works. The Nishilo Molos managed to hide the dead from the king's soldiers, starving the witch of her bloodbath. But unfortunately, you just can't keep a secret like that forever. The king's spies eventually figure out the midnight cremations, and on one incredibly dark Saturday night, the king sends his secret royal soldiers to intercept them. They ambush the Nishilo Molos in the dead of night and brutally slaughter all 4 of those men in black.
And this right here is the true, tragic origin of the curse. Because these 4 men were brutally murdered while doing a sacred duty, their souls basically never found peace. The heavy weight of that betrayal mutated them into the very monsters the village is terrified of today. Ever since that night in 1626, every single Saturday, these 4 restless spirits are cursed to wander the village carrying a spectral coffin. And since they were ambushed in the dark by the king's men, they now see absolutely anyone who crosses their path at night as an enemy trying to stop them. And if they see you, you just disappear forever.
Snapping back to the present day inside the fort, the Tantrik finishes his terrifying story, and the villagers are just frozen in fear. But Meghna, she's experiencing something way worse. Hearing this history brings up a massive, terrifying question. Why in the world does Meghna share a direct, intense psychological link with the ancient Princess Meghalaya? Like, why is she dreaming of that exact palace? And why are the cursed Nishilo Molos suddenly calling her name now after wandering for 400 years? What is the actual connection between a modern researcher and a plague-curing princess from the 1600s?
Well, the Tantrik realizes that all these answers, the truth about the witch Damayanti, why the Nishilo Molos are so aggressive right now, and Meghna's secret tie to the past, they're all hidden. To find the ultimate truth, he drops a bombshell. They have to track down a specific ancient text called the Birampur Purana. And the kicker? This hidden book is buried somewhere deep inside the ruins of the haunted royal palace itself.
But look, getting the Birampur Purana isn't like checking a book out of the library. The Tantrik warns everyone that just locating it requires him to perform a highly dangerous ancient ritual right there in the open village. So I'll leave you with this chilling final thought. What happens if this ritual actually draws the attention of the dead? Because if the cursed Nishilo Molos wake up and return while he's performing this ceremony, absolutely no one in that village is going to survive to see the morning. I mean, seriously, how far would you go to uncover a truth that might just kill you?